Here's the read aloud for the Newsela article. Brain disease called CT is found to affect almost all pro football players by PBS NewsHour, adapted by Newsela staff on 8/7/17, word count 742, level 1040. It says under the picture, Baltimore Ravens tight end Todd Heap left takes a hit from New England safety Brandon Merriweather during an NFL football game in 2010. Photo from Associated Press. Football is America's most popular sport. Its popularity comes at a cost, though. A new study reminds us that the game can be dangerous for its players. The study looked at the brains of 111 former National Football League (NFL) players. It found that all but one had a brain disease known as chronic traumatic encephalopathy, CTE. The disease may have started when players were injured early in their football careers, the study suggests. This is the largest study to date on CTE, study co-author Michael Alasko said. It provides a rich source of data on what CTE looks like in the brain and how the symptoms play out over the course of years. CTE is a disease that occurs in people whose brains have been injured by repeated blows to the head. It affects a person's behavior, memory, and mood. Almost 100% of NFL players have CTE. Alasko and his team studied the brains of 202 football players who have died, though not by playing football. The players came from all levels of the game, including those who played football before high school, in high school, semi-professionally, in the Canadian Football League, and in the NFL. All the players had donated their brains for research. Overall, 87%, or 177 players, had CTE. However, the rate was significantly higher, 99% for former NFL players. On average, participants with mild signs of CTE had played for 13 years. Subjects with severe CTE had careers lasting an average of 15.8 years. Caitlin Murphy is a spokeswoman for the NFL Players Association. She said that the association has been closely following scientific studies linking CTE to football and has been pushing for safety changes in the NFL, some of which have been put in place. The association will fight for additional changes in the future, she said. Last year, the NFL admitted there is a connection between football and brain damage. The admission was a response to a Boston University study that found CTE in 90 of 94 former NFL players. A longer career means it's more severe. However, the NFL has a different response to the latest study. It claimed that there's still many unanswered questions concerning the cause of CTE and regarding how common it really is. The latest study suggests that the longer one plays football, the more likely it is that CTE will develop. Only 3 out of the 14 high school players were found to have CTE. In all 3 cases, it was a milder form of the disease. By contrast, severe CTE was found in the majority of former college players, 91%, semi-professional players, 64%, and professional players, 99%. Out of 27 former players with mild CTE, 96% had behavioral or mood symptoms while they were alive. That rate was similar for the 84 participants with severe CTE. Of those, 89% had behavioral or mood symptoms, and 95% showed a decline in their ability to think quickly and clearly. 85% had signs of dementia, a condition marked by memory loss and confusion. Annie McDonald is the executive director of the Brain Injury Association of Virginia. Brain injuries, she said, can lead to mental conditions like bipolar disorder, Alzheimer's disease, and dementia. A higher risk of dementia and Alzheimer's. Damage to the brain can lower a person's life expectancy and increase their risk of dementia and Alzheimer's disease, McDonald said. This is true even for mild injuries, she added. Becoming depressed and committing suicide was the most common cause of death for those with mild CTE. Terry Long, David Duerson, and Adrian Robinson are 3 examples of NFL football players whose suicides were linked to CTE. By contrast, the deaths of those with severe CTE was typically a result of dementia or Parkinson's disease. Dr. Gregory J. Oceanic directs the Center for Neurorehabilitation Services in Virginia. He said he isn't sure if the NFL will make any meaningful changes in response to the new study. However, he added, the study does suggest an approach to minimizing the long-term consequences of head injuries, including concussions. You have nearly 100% evidence of abnormality in these players, Oceanic said, speaking of those who had played for the NFL. What deserves a closer look, he said, is the one individual who has no evidence of CTE, That's the person that needs to be focused on to see what can be duplicated to hopefully protect.